Hello again. Today we're going to tie this teal and blue wet fly. These are, again, it's quite an old pattern. It's a good sea trout fly, actually, this one. I've used it to catch brown trout and rainbow trout, both in the rivers and the still waters. But it's a nice looking fly, this one. So let's take this one out of the vise. Let's pop it in a little holder. And in the vise, I'm going to put, this is a size 10 Camazam B175. You could use a lighter wire hook if you wanted the fly to be a little bit lighter. And I normally fish these when I do fish them anyway, which actually isn't that often. In 12s or 10s, but you could tie them a lot bigger. You could probably tie them up to 8s and 6s, especially for sea trout, you know. Thread is Uni 60 in black, and I've waxed the thread. I'm going to start just behind the eye, and I'm going to put a nice waxed thread base down. Nice, neat, touching turns even, as usual. And we're going to come down to just before where the barb starts. Now we're going to take this golden pheasant crest fibre, and I'm just going to select however many I think I need. So I'm just sorting this out. I'm just sort of getting a tip out like that. I'm going to strip the rest away. And I like these tails to be about a shank and a half. So let's just get that on top. Just going to hold that there. I'm just going to come around with a turn. Let thread turns roll it on to the top of the hook shank. I'm just going to throw a turn underneath it. Turn over the top just to lock it in. There we go, that's fine. Now we're going to tie in some silver wire. Oh, no we're not. We're going to chop this full length of the body. Now we're going to tie in some silver wire, full length of the body. Just do a turn on there to hold it. And now I'm going to tie in some silver flat tinsel and wind them all up together. Whoops. Try and get it neat. I'm just coming back because that sort of rolled a lot further round on me than I like. That's fine. I was just try and keep them on top. The wires are on my side, but as long as it's nice and neat, because you're going to be wrapping the tinsel around this, so it helps if it's nice and neat and flat. There we go, that's all right. I'm just going to build a little bit of thread here because I basically come too short. So I just want to flatten it out. And now we're going to take the tinsel up. Now this is like proper tinsel, so you've got to be fairly careful with it because A, it can snap, and B, you can actually cut your thread. So when it comes to tying it off, just go a little bit steady. Come here, you little monkey. Just a few turns, and then you should, with this being a proper tinsel, just wiggle it and it will break. Now we're going to come up with a wire. This does two things really. It adds segmentation to the fly, but mainly it's there just to protect that tinsel. Just come around till we meet the thread. 90-degree bend into the wire, and then we'll just bend and break it away. Now I'm going to wax my thread. Let's have a look, that's fine. Take it to the eye and take it back. Let's have a look, yep, she's good. Now I'm going to put, this is off of an Indian neck, and it's dyed teal blue. It's a nice colour this. Whoops, mind your towel. Just come in, catch it on. Tie it in nice and tight. And then with the scissors, get rid of the stem. Oh, hello. Okay. Change scissors. Whoops. There we go. Throw that in. That's all right. I'm going to reinforce my wax. Now I'm just going to pop some hackle pliers on the feather. And then I'm going to try and sweep all the fibres back, and about 4 turns is what we want. So there's 1, 2, 3. Whoops. There you go. It always does it, doesn't it? It's all right if that happens. Just go back. Just go back. The funny thing is the feathers always do seem to sit better for you the second time, and I think it's just because you've already creased that stem. I'm going to throw 1 more turn in there. We're going to catch him off. Do a couple of turns. Take the hackle pliers away. Sweep everything back and just tie back on it just a bit. Take thread to the eye and back a little bit. And now take the stem, break the waste away. There you go. And now we're going to come in. This is like a teal flank feather. Now I pulled back what I don't want, right? I'll do it so you can see. I've pulled back what I don't want, and I've taken the very tip out, which has given me a left and a right side. I've tried to make them as equal as possible. Now the length, well, it varies really. Some people have it going right back to the tail, end of the tail, but I prefer going, say, halfway. And I'm just going to sit it on the top. I'm going to take my left hand and I'm going to fold it round, and I'm going to come round with a turn, then another one, and just have a look at how that's sat. I just want to adjust it just a little bit. Just on my side, it's just gone a little bit funny. So I'm going to take that off. She's got some fibres that were misbehaving on my side. So again, I'm just going to sit them on, get your length. Come over, a couple of turns to hold, have a look. I always find this tricky, tying in wings like this, but just be patient with the material and be patient with the fly. I'm just having a look both sides before I commit. So I find doing like slip wings from sort of primary feathers quite tricky as well, personally. It's because I'm a bit of a fapper, I suppose, or a bit cack-handed, should I say. Let's get this up. I just want to pinch some fibres together. That's okay. For a fishing fly, that's okay. I mean, it's not going to win any awards, this fly. That's for certain. I just got one of the little blue fibres snuck up on me there. That's all right. Like I said, for a fishing fly, that's fine. Okay, now I'm going to take my thread to the eye and wind back into the cut ends. Just try and neaten everything up. I'm just going to try flattening my thread off a little bit. Just going to have a look where I'm going. Build that head up. There you go, that's okay, that's okay. Now I'm just going to come in with a whip finish. Tighten it up, trim. Just have a look just now, have a look at the fly. I mean, these wings pretty much get destroyed the first time you ever fish anyway, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm happy with that. Just sit that up like that. The wing probably could have been a bit bigger, actually, looking at that. But like I said, they all seem to get destroyed anyway. There you go. There you go. It's not the best one of those I've ever tied, I must admit, but hey ho, I'm happy with it. Like I've said before, if you're not, excuse me, if you're not 100% happy with the fly, you'll never tie it on. But I'm happy with that one. That'll catch fish. So now I'm just going to come in with some varnish, put some varnish on the thread, and I'll probably end up doing at least 2 coats of varnish. Oh, it's got a bit too much on the brush. I'll probably end up doing a couple of coats of varnish. Just make a nice shiny head. Think about the shape of the head as well when you're varnishing it. It does soak in, but this just takes a steady hand and patience. That's all it is. There we go. I'm happy with that. Yeah, the wing could be better. I fully admit that, but that's all right. That'll catch fish. And there it is. That's the teal and blue. I don't do many wet flies. I don't fish many wet flies, and I don't actually tie many wet flies, which kind of shows with that wing. But when I do tie them, I do enjoy tying them. So you may see a few more wet flies. I don't know. But please hit the like button if you've enjoyed watching that. And if you're not, then please consider just hitting that subscribe button. It does help out. And leave any comments. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you.